Pick 'em pop, big gun Brian Petrie, giving out the lot. One is mortal, you know it won't miss. Gonna take a shot, dog lock, that's the underdog. Yeah, they in the hunt, send them homeless, KO or submission. Yeah, somebody done, slime ball, yeah, that's the parlay. We gon' make it known, pick 'em pop from MMA tapes. Yeah, let's get it going.
Yeah. Woo! Welcome to the MMA Takes podcast. 8 o'clock on the fucking screws. Your boy is punctual. What's up with the what's up? We got a little bit of a London card. Midday card. East Coasters love it. I fucking love it. Noon start time. Got a buddy coming over making my world famous chili that I just started making for the last couple weeks. Perfected it. Get to enter chili cook-offs. But man, what's up with the what's up? I like this card. There's some little Twitter hate on this card. I really like this card. There's some spots. I'm spitting all over my screen. I'm a juicy mouth fucking kid. But I like some of these spots on this card. No slime ball parlay this week. It is going to be the Austin Powers, yeah, baby, parlay, which I've already given out in the Anakin Florian spoiler alert. Got a green hammer that I think's absolute fucking fire. Money cash. We'll get to that. Got the dog locks. Speaking of that, I didn't write that down. I got a dog lock right here. Boom, dog. Got 3 locks. Got a lot of spots. What's up, chat? Last week we had a good week. I didn't do a recap real quick. Up 5.78 units. That's $578. Money already gone. I won't waste your time and tell you what I spent it on right now, but maybe on the next recap podcast, we'll get into that or whatever. And stay tuned. If you're a local, if you're Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Southeastern Indiana, within driving distance of me, pay attention to my Instagram tomorrow because I am giving away something. Local people. Sorry, I can't ship this stuff. You know what I mean? But something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I'm going to make a little video, post that on Instagram at Brian Petrie MMA. Go give that a follow. And I'm giving away some shit, man. Some cool shit, some good shit. Let's go. Chat, what's up? Tatum Temple's here. What's up, Tatum? Let's go. Trend Daddy, of course, is here. Hello, chats. Great card featuring some of the best nicknames in the sport. Let's get it. It's London, right? So you gotta throw in an English accent. I'm really bad at accents, but you can go to hello, governor. I mean, that's just your typical one right there. Let's go, BP. Massive weekend coming. Winners only. That's right. 96 RS is here. What's up, BP? And an AG was the first one in here. First, I love how people comment first. Let's go, AG. All right, listen, we're gonna dive into it. I ain't gonna waste no bullshit time. Let's dive in. First fight of the night, Jafelle Phil. You know, your boy's really good at accents and especially pronouncing fucking Brazilian names. Jafelle Phil, -115 versus Daniel Perez, -105. Basically a pick 'em, boys and girls. Jafelle 1-0 in the UFC, or excuse me, 0-1 in the UFC. And he debuted against a tough dude coming from the Contender Series, but he debuted against Muhammad Mokaev, who is in Trinidad, of course, the best in the biz. Coming up with lines right there on your screen for you for all the live audience. Over under 2.5 -115. Basically the under over pick 'em as well. Makes sense. Fiol's a beast on the ground. This kid is good. 3 losses, all by rear naked choke. So you got to watch out for that. Daniel Perez, newcomer to UFC. I think he's just okay. Problem is, coming from Spain, and this is my problem with Ilia Topuria. Dead fucking wrong was he's come from Spain. Not a lot of MMA guys in Spain, right? And so Perez has no one on his record, right? No one. I looked at tape on this guy. I think he's okay. I think he's pretty good, but he's going against guys that are like 3-9 and 4-6, and you're like, yeah, how good is he? You know what I mean? If he's going against these guys that are not good. So I'm going to go Fielder, -115. I think this is a good play. Start the night off with a pick 'em, put a 50 spot on it, half uni, try to double your money up a little bit. Not quite double your money, but you know what I mean. But I think Theo is nasty on the ground. I think he's pretty good on the stand-up. He fought Muhammad Mokaev, and he lasted a decent little bit with him. And I mean, say what you want, but that guy might be fighting for a title very soon. So give me Jafelle Phil at minus 115. I ain't gonna lock them up. Ain't gonna throw them in a parlay. That's just a single wager bet right there. Start the night off. Love a pick 'em fight. I'm not gonna touch the over unders or whatever because I really don't know too much of what these guys got. Fuho does have a lot of submissions on the record, and Perez has wins kind of everywhere, but against lower level competition. So if you want to play something, play by submission. But I'm gonna go Fuho as just a straight money line pick. We got Dr. Evil ain't stopping this parlay. We're going to look like gold member after this one. God damn it, Aaron MMA picks. That is a great fucking thing right there. Let's go BP. Let's go Trinidad Total. Here we go. Sounds like audio is picking up from computer, not the mic, but we can still hear you clearly. Let's see. You are absolutely right. Thank you for... See, why does this do that? This does this every once in a while. My shit is I spent a lot of money on this thing. I'll fix it. I'm gonna fix it. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I fix things. And you can't hear me from this. You're hearing me from the computer, but this shit. It's always something, right, boys? It wouldn't be a without something. You know what I mean? I think we're back in the game right here, right? Does everybody hear me from the big mic now? Because I think I done fixed it. Check. Let's see. Test speakers. Sorry. Okay, that's a little in the ears there. Do you guys hear this? Audio good? You guys hear this right here?
It ain't got no gas in it.
Is that good? What about one of these?
Hey, Nathan Train, baby.
Video, not so much. Great on the video side. Son of a bitch. I have two applications I run from. I should have went with the other one. That's a little more better. I went with this one because the other one I can't post comments. This one I can post comments. But as long as the audio is okay, you guys don't need to see my ugly face. Let me know if it dips out again because that's ridiculous. All right, first fight of the night, Jafelle Fijo. Next up, Bruno Brazil, minus 150 versus Carol, getting a lot of hype. You know, Conor McGregor, kind of training partner. Shauna Bannon, plus 130, cute girl, 5-0, has an amateur record, but she's fought absolute nobody. She doesn't have the finishing prowess either. Decision wins. Now, I know Bruno Brazil, in Trent again with the fucking lines. Bruno, the special one, Brazil versus Shauna Mama B Bannon. Over 2.5 minus 280, under 2.5 plus 220. Again, I'm tempted to take the under 2.5 because I think Brazil, even though she got starched her last time out, she got knocked out by Denise Gomes, who is a power puncher. Who's knocking everyone out, right? She's looking on the contender series, has a little bit of hype. People like her. Where's she coming from? But give me Bruno Brazil. I'm not gonna fall the hype on Shanna Bannon either. They're in London. She's from, she's gonna have the UK crowd. She's got the Euro crowd to buy her. She's a cute girl. She's marketable, but this screams Paige Van Zandt all over it. And I think Paige was great in the beginning. She was scrappy. And that's an insult to Paige because I think Paige is way better than Shauna. I think Shauna is a girl who is where she's at because of her good looks as opposed to her skills. She is 5-0, so you can't take that away from her. But against lesser competition, maybe the Conor connection kind of grabbed her here. But listen, I'm all for it. If you're a hot chick and you're 5-0 in MMA, you don't be doing MMA, right? You could be doing anything. So sign her up. She's in the UK fighting in front of kind of home crowd. I know the Irish people do not like, they're not from fucking England. I realize that, but give me Bruno Brazil. I'm kind of confident in this too. I think, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype for Shannon Bannon. And I think it's deserved it because she is, like I said, she talks well. She has a kind of cool story, but give me Bruno Brazil, the special one, minus 150. Yeah, I play that. And you know why? Because I know chicks, babe. Your boy knows chicks. If I had enough time today, work's been just destroying me. It's so hot out there. And I'm just sweating all my energy out. I was going to update the soundboard, and I was going to be on it. That's from a workaholics thing. But, yeah, so give me Bruno Brazil. Next up, we move on. Brian Barbarina going up to 185, plus 260 versus Mahmoud Murdoch, minus 335. Oh, man, I don't know. Thank you, Tatum. I don't know if Brian Barbarina, this is a guy who This is a guy who isn't the biggest guy at 170. You know, he's kind of loose a little bit, right? He's not ripped up. He's got that belly thing, right? The whatever that is he was missing. So he's gone up. I got the lines today, and Muradov's gone up a little bit. Over 2.5 under, over 2.5 minus 110, under minus 120. Because Barbarina is tough as they come. I don't think he, is going to get knocked out there. Makhmud Murdoch is a good boxer. He's a little weak on the ground. He's coming off 2 losses himself. Very dudful performances. I mean, Murskard embarrassed him. Murskard manned him up. Barbarina is a little smaller once the box. It's a lot of volume. Murdoch did gas in that Murskard fight. So if you want to take an absolute fire or flyer underdog at plus 265, Barbarina by maybe a late TKO, maybe if Murdoch gasses, but I just see Murdoch styling on him, for being honest with you. This is a big jump. Bam Bam's not a big 70 going up to 85 against Murdoch, who's well put together. And I like Murdoch here at this price at minus 345. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I like Murdoch here, but not at this price. This isn't a parlay piece for me. I see some people all over him this week. You could throw a couple units on. You could throw 3 units to try to get one back. Sure. Because I just think Barbarina just doesn't got that gas. You know, he doesn't have that power at 185, excuse me. But Barbarina's big weak point in his whole career has been on the ground. I don't think Murdoch's going to expose that. Looks like it's going to be a slugfest. Should be a fun fight, but the line's a little wide for me to taste on the Murdoch side. So I'm going to go 345. And I don't want to ruin your guys' night, but I want to put this out there because Christian ruined my night tonight. Murdoch, before he became a famous fighter, was, I believe, either a male porn star or a male model. And there's a lot of cock and asshole shots out there of Murdoch. So, the guy had to get paid somehow. And, if you're willing to show a butthole, man, take the money, take the fuck money. We need a soundbite of MVP in London just for these cards. MVP might be coming to the UFC. Derek Green says, my dog pick of the week is Kiazad by decision at plus 220. Don't hate that play. I don't hate that play. I think that fight is going to fucking go to a decision for sure. Neither of those girls can finish a sandwich, let alone each other. And that's the next fight here. Caitlin Vieira minus 150 versus Penny Kiazad plus 130. Never been overly impressed by either of these. I know Caitlin Vieira has fought everyone in the UFC. And she just there's no volume to her. There's nothing there. She's got good names on her resume. She's squeaking out decisions or she loses a close decision. Penny could do that. Derek Green has a good point. Penny by decision plus 210 is a good fucking play. That's a solid play right there. I'm on the Caitlin side. I think Caitlin's going to be a little bit bigger. I think she's going to bully her here. I think we're going to get kind of a dud fight. Over 2.5 minus 325, steam to the gills. Vegas knows. But give me Caitlin Vieira here, minus 150. Probably a fight I'm not going to touch. I might get excited come Saturday, eating chili, belly full of chili, sit with my buddy, high as shit on Mountain Dew, and go, yeah, let me go Vieira by decision, or let me take Derek Green's advice and go Kiazad by decision here, plus 210. It's going to a decision. Over 2.5 is a good parlay piece here. A split decision at plus Derek Green, another play here. Split decision at plus 600 is gorgeous as well. I mean, like I said, none of these fighters are big finishers. And I'm going to go Caitlin just because of the size and who she's been in there with. And I do think she does have skill. I think both these women do have skill, but I just think Caitlin has maybe the more skill that she doesn't show. You know what I mean? She just doesn't show it. She needs to let it go. She needs to go out there and be a little more confident in her hands because she's a big, strong girl. And she needs to just be confident, let that shit go. Tatum Temple, sharp as they come on the females, really on all MMA, but Brazil, Vieira parlay, plus 177. The last time I threw out Brian Knows Chicks parlay, it crashed and burned. So that's going to be a Tatum Temple special parlay. Bruno Brazil, Vieira parlay, plus 177. We love plus numbers here, baby. All right, next up, you got Danny Roberts. Oh, Danny Roberts, minus 115 versus Johnny Parsons. Hell yeah. I've been wanting to talk about this guy. Minus 105. So Johnny Parsons, I know they filmed the movie Roadhouse with Connor and Jake Gyllenhaal. Johnny Parsons, I hope to God, took a part in that. I hope he did, because he is a Roadhouse guy. The mullet, the way he fights, his body isn't great, but he's a scrapper, right? He barely won in the Contender Series, got a shot in the UFC now, but he knocks people out. He truly does. He's a powerful guy. And we got Danny Hot Chocolate minus 115. Johnny the Sluggernaut Parsons over 2.5 plus under 2.5. I like the under here. There's a Twitter follower, and I wish I could remember his name. I should have liked to tweet. A guy I respect. I follow him on Twitter. Excuse me. He gave out. He was so confident. Maybe I don't follow. Maybe some retweet it. Doesn't matter. So confident in Danny Roberts. He thinks Danny Roberts is a lock of a century. Danny Roberts does have good wrestling. He has good striking. He can scrap on the feet a little bit, but he's got no chin. He just ain't got no chin. And sometimes
He ain't got no gas in it.
sometimes he runs out of gas. Johnny Parsons doesn't run out of gas, and he's wild in there. He is kind of like Trevor Peakish on the level of like, I think this guy's kind of must-see TV a little bit, just the way he fights. He's a little bit of a throwback here. Danny Roberts, I think, is the better martial artist, but I think Johnny Parsons, can make this interesting here. I'm going Johnny Parsons. I'm not going to be the guy that picks against Johnny Parsons. He got the nickname, which I think he gave himself when I was doing tape study of him. He said, when guys get in here, I look them in the face and I say, you want to slug or not? So I am now Johnny the Sluggernaut Parsons. Dope nickname. Hot Chocolate's a pretty good nickname too by Roberts. Roberts wrestles, he wins. He doesn't wrestle, he doesn't win. Bottom line. So you got to bet on who's going to wrestle. I think Roberts could even take down Parsons and submit him. That's why the under 2.5 at minus 150 is very interesting here. For me, that's going to be a play for me, but I'm picking Johnny Parsons, maybe sprinkled by knockout, because I'm not going to root against a guy that looked like he was born in the double deuce of Roadhouse. Okay. He was raised by Patrick Swayze on the set. That's what he looks like to me in old Jasper, Kansas or Missouri. Where was it at? Missouri. Give me Johnny Parsons because I'm not picking against him. All right. Next up, we got Chris Duncan minus 140 versus Yanel Ashmouz. Now, I gave this pick on Anakin Florian. This was kind of my, I get to throw out some parlays, I get to throw out some prelim picks. I gave 2 out. This is the one that's going to count towards my record. I took Yanel. He was plus 100. He's now grown to plus 120. And up the line, still plus 110. Red Fox, Chris Duncan, the problem. This is going to be my dog lock. Okay?
Hello? Okay, this is dog.
Okay, this is dog. Hang on a second. Yanel absolutely smoked Chris. God, what was his name? Sam Patterson. Big old, tall, skinny, long neck Sam Patterson smoked him. Undefeated. Went through the the PFL situation. I can't talk right tonight. Went through the PFL situation. Undefeated. Looked pretty good in some of those spots, but this dude is powerful. He's small. He's stocky. He's going to be hard to take down. Chris Duncan, this is a guy who came into the contender series, a little bit of hype around him, got absolutely what happened to him again? Pull that up, Brian, because I know we fought Longo guy Charlie Campbell and got absolutely smoked in like the first minute and a half, came back and won. It was unbelievable. But didn't he lose in the contender series? Yeah, so Slava Klaus knocked him out of the contender series, and then he was supposed to fight a contender series and someone pulled out. Then he got Charlie Campbell a week later. And then his UFC debut was against Morales by split decision where he grappled a lot. And in the comments right here, Derek Green also need D1, Duncan to come out. Ashmouz has some pop in the hands, 100%. So if Chris Duncan wants to win, he's going to have to wrestle. Minus 140, I don't like the fact that he has to wrestle because he's an okay grappler. He's tough, but he gets dropped a lot and he gets hurt. And I think Ashmouz, if he touches you, I think he puts you out. I do. I think he's brutal. Those follow-up shots over Sam Patterson were fucking brutal. Those were mean. This guy's got a little bit of a killer in him, right? He's thick. He's a buddy today at work said the word thud. It's perfect. He's a thud in there, right? I think he's going to knock around Chris Duncan. Now, if Chris Duncan can withstand those shots like he's proven in the past that I can take a good shot, keep coming, implement his grappling, then we got something here. But I'm taking a dog shot here on Ashmouz because he is one of the dogs. I'm taking a couple other dogs, but he's the one dog that I do feel confident playing. And then again, I'll sprinkle probably by knockout or maybe only play by knockout. Either way, Ashmouz plus 120, dog lock. Let's go. Love it. Yeah. And Tatum Temple shouting out. Yeah. Trent is just I mean, this guy needs to get some free merch. This dude is on another level tonight. And then we got Derek Green. Those hands of Sam Patterson trying to fight Mike Goddard. Yeah, Sam Patterson is still waking up, still trying to fight Mike Goddard after getting absolute fucking blitz by Yanao Ashmouz. All right, next up, you got Mark DeCasey. D1 DeCasey. Guy wrestles plus 165 versus Yoel Alvarez minus 195. Let me just grab something here just real quick too. Whoosh! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! So here's what happened last week. I did the podcast early dog. Did it Tuesday morning when I got home from work. Props weren't out yet. And I go, oh, I will send a video out of me picking the green hammer later in the week. Your boy didn't do that. Empty promises, right? I did have a green hammer last week, and I know you're not going to believe me, but it did cash. It did win. Let me see what it was. I already forget. Very small. It wasn't a multi-unit prop play. I think it was, oh yeah. Ottman Prado under 1.5 minus 160. That was the fucking easiest play in the world. So green hammer now. Mark Bone Crusher DeCasey should change it to D1 DeCasey versus Joe L. Finamino Alvarez minus 195. Over 2.5 plus 145. Under 2.5 180. Whew. So DeCasey's a good striker. Right, he is a good striker. He has come a long way from being just a guy that will rip to the body, decent hands. Right, he wrestles now. He mixes things up. However, going to the ground with Alvarez, who has a 0%. Let me say that again: a 0% takedown offense. The guy just does not stop you from taking him down. He has a good guard. Not the most active guy. On the active guard, not active. We haven't seen him since he got absolutely butchered and got his face rearranged by Arman Cesarian. So this is the time we get to see him now. Got a little bit of hotness to him. He's big for the division. I know it's a big weight cut. He's got fucking hands too. His hands are constantly getting better. So DeCasey's got to pick his poison here. Take him to the ground, playing this guy's guard. This guy's got a lot of triangle chokes, a lot of guillotine chokes. DeCasey's been submitted before. Play on the feet. DeCasey's been hurt on the feet before. He's very tough, very durable, has a good chin, but Alvarez is a killer on the feet. Could be a club and sub situation. Either way, I'm not going to test you over under. My pick is Alvarez in the green hammer play. This fucking thing right here that takes a shit on Thor's hammer. The green hammer play. Double chancing, baby. Double chance because everyone deserves a second chance in his life. We got Alvarez by submission or KO. Alvarez by submission or KO. Basically, Alvarez by finish. You're looking at minus 115. Run to your betting windows or get on your phone nowadays. Hammer that line. I've already placed a bet. Multi-unit play. Already on that bet. So go get that line. I don't think this fight's going to decision. I think Alvarez is superior everywhere. Ground, feet, whatever. He's bigger than DeCasey. DeCasey can surprise. He surprises a lot of people. But give me that green hammer. Trindaddy's got the line right there. That's the green hammer play. Joe Alvarez to win by KO, TKO, DQ, or submission. Minus 115. Boom. Line is still current on that. Good. Line is still current on that. My $300 wager did not sway the line at all. Thanks, Vegas. Hopefully it will. That's the green hammer play, baby. Let's go. All right. Next up, we got Davy Grant. Oh, Davy Grant plus 135 versus Daniel Marcos minus 155. This is a fight that we picked on the Anakin Florian podcast. Kenny picked Marcos. I'm rocking with David Grant. David Grant looks like he could be a poster boy of like English people, right? He just looks so English to me. You ever seen like Family Guy? I'm not a huge Family Guy fan, but I've seen when they make fun of English people and there's just always the face of the English guy. That's what David Grant looks like. He looks like one of those, just a typical English guy, but he can scrap. This dude, I've underestimated this his entire career. He's crafty. He's got different angles with his strikes, which is beautiful. Great left hook, durable, pretty good on the ground, tremendous heart, cardio good. Look at the Sunsow fight. Regardless of what the referee did and how he fucked up, whatever, reverse triangle of Sunsow with like a second to go of a fight that he's losing. You can't teach that shit, right? Dangerous David Grant plus 135 versus Daniel Sankora Marcos. Daniel Marcos is on fire right now. He's finishing everybody. And he's looked pretty goddamn good doing it. You know, Peru, you got one, but I think he's going to run into Dangerous David Grant here on London soil and come up a little bit short. Like David Grant at dog money here.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, this is Dog.
Okay, there's a dog. Not a dog lock. Already got that on Yanel, but I do like Davy Grant here. I think you could play Davy Grant and Yanel as a dog the bounty hunter parlay. Get a couple extra coin on you. Maybe I'll play that myself, but I like Davy Grant plus 135. I don't have a good idea how he gets it done. Probably over 2.5 at minus 135. Davy's durable. Marcos is dangerous. Marcos is undefeated, so he's obviously never been finished. Davy Grant's very tough to finish. So it's interesting. We'll see. And if Davy Grant's on fire and in shape, this is going to be a fucking scrap, and I can't wait. But I like Davy Grant. I like the dog money. Let's go. Michael Parkin, heavyweight, big boy, Mick. I think he goes by Mick. Michael Parkin, plus 135 versus Jamel Pogues, minus 165. So as much as your boy, let me see the chat here. Derek Green, back to the Casey thing. Derek Green has been finished by Gilly like 3 or 4 times. Alvarez has a ton of Gilly wins. That's a good point. I noticed that too. Skynet, always the voice of reason here. If the Casey can defend a triangle, he'll be okay. Don't know if I agree with that because there are other options out there for Alvarez. Mick Parkin plus 135 versus Jamel, the Stormtrooper Pogues, minus 165. Over 2.5, 105. Under 2.5, minus 125. This is exactly how I play this fight on the over-unders. I have no idea how this fight's going to go. Mick Parkin's never been to a decision, and Jamal Pogues seems like to be a decision fucking machine, right? He seems like to be a decision guy, at least so far in his early UFC career. Explosive takedowns. Stand-up needs a ton of work, but explosive takedowns. Mick Parkin, I do not know a ton about this guy, if I'm being honest with you. I know, was he a Cage World champion? No, he's from London, or maybe not London. Everyone's from London if you're from England. I apologize if you're not from London. I say from London. He's not from London. He's from just says England. Yeah, but he's undefeated. Contender series rear naked choke over Neves. That's right. Round 1 in that the contender series. That's I remember. Now, anyway, man, I don't know what to do. Your boy knows chicks. He does not know heavyweight fighters all that much. I'm gonna go chalk Pogues. He's a more established guy. I think Mick Parkin at underdog money at heavyweights always a good play. He's the English boy, undefeated, all finishes. Sometimes that works against you though. You're at your home soil, you're undefeated, you got a little hype, people like you, especially when you're a heavyweight. Heavyweights that are undefeated, they get more hype than other people. Not many heavyweights, or at least there's not many good heavyweights out there. Mick Parkin, it seems, at least be good. He has finishes multiple different ways, but Pogues is different, man. He's staying pretty active, and on top of that, that explosive double leg, is something that I keep looking at. Derek Green in the chat here says the over. I'm thinking the over 2.5. The one thing that keeps holding me up is Mick Parkin's never been to a decision. I'm going to go Pogues over 2.5. I think it's the play. The play you make, the safe play. Am I running to bet this fight? No. There's other plays I've even given out, other plays still left I like. But, if you got to play every fucking fight like I do, because I'm a goddamn degenerate, then yeah, go ahead and play the over with Jamal Pogues. All right, next up, Andre Munez, minus 215 versus Paul Craig. Who's golden? Paul Craig. Kieran's here. What's up, Kieran? What's up with the what's up? We on that podcast juice. Yeah, podcast juice is flowing. Little light. Oh, Nick Trains, little tidbit here. Mick Trains with Phil the Fries for whatever it's worth. Phil the Fries absolutely fell flat on his face in the UFC. However, has made a hell of a career outside the UFC, champion and all that. So good for Phil the Fries, and obviously a good heavyweight to train with. I saw Tom Aspinall, who we're going to talk about later. I watched the little featurette the UFC has on him. And I remember Pat Barry moved to Minnesota to train with Brock, because Brock formed a heavyweight camp, because sometimes it's hard to find bigger guys to train with. Watching Aspinall in that little training room he had, all big dudes. That dude's bigger than him, and Tom Aspinall is not a small dude. He's got some big boys to throw around, which I like. All right, Andre Munez versus Bill Craig. Who's golden? Andre Sigapano. Munez versus Paul the Bear Drew Craig. Munez minus 210, plus 180 for Craig. Over 1.5, minus 135. Under 1.5, plus 05. Plus 105, excuse me. So I picked Craig. I'm going to rock with Craig. Munez gave up on himself in the Brendan Allen fight. He outstruck Brendan Allen. And here's a guy that's supposed to be snapping arms and taking necks home on the ground. And Brendan Allen, who's very good, took him to the ground and just and cut through everything and submitted him. Right now, I know that obviously had a lot to do with cardio. Munez does carry a lot of muscle with them. This is 85. Paul Craig cutting down to 85 for the first time, which is interesting. We'll see how that goes. I mean, he's a pretty tall, lanky guy. I don't know how the weight cut will affect him, but his stand-up looked terrible against Johnny Walker. I mean, dismal. It didn't even look like he sparred. But outside of leading up to fights, he talks about how he wants to show his stand-up a little bit. He's got some power. Ground and pound, has been there a little bit. But obviously, the guy's kind of a one-trick pony. Wants to get you to the ground. He doesn't care if he's on top or on the back. And he'll take an arm, he'll take a neck, or whatever. His grip, when he pins your arm there, that grip is nasty. You can't get away from it. That's how he sets everything up. Munez, great on the ground. But Brendan Allen exposed him a little bit. And Paul Craig, who got exposed on his feet in a lot of fights, but especially his last one, because it was an embarrassing performance on stand-up wise, in my opinion. Hopefully he's training that. He's going to be the longer guy. Keep your reach out there. Munez isn't like a world-class striker, but he did outstrike Brendan Allen. So Munez could keep this standing. It could be two sloppy grapplers kickboxing, which I hope that doesn't happen. I hope it goes to the ground. If it goes to the ground, and like Paul Craig, I mean, the guy's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat again. Why fucking not? Break an arm, take a neck, fucking pop a knee. Do what you got to do. You mean Paul Craig? Underdog money plus 185, middleweight debut. And we move on. Next up, we got Nathaniel Wood, minus 205 versus Andre Feely, plus 175. Like this fight, boys. I like this fight. And I'll tell you why. Been dead wrong. Hold on. Kieran says Craig by head kick. We're going to go ahead and screenshot this. I'm going to tag this to Kieran. I'm going to put this on Kieran's Facebook wall. That's his prediction. If it comes true, though, I owe Kieran money. If Paul Craig wins by a head kick, I will Venmo you $100 cash. $100. One unit if he wins by head kick. Nathaniel Wood versus Andre Touchy-Feely. Over 2.5 minus 235, under 2.5 plus 190. Love the over here. And I tell you, Nathaniel Wood looked great against Jourdain. I know Jourdain was kind of a middle of the road featherweight, but so is Philly. Nathaniel Wood's 5'6". Couldn't cut the 35 anymore. Bricked up. Do you guys remember seeing him cutting weight, dude? His fucking veins were in his stomach. I don't have veins in my stomach, I don't think. I'll never see him, but it's crazy how the vascular he was, and he just couldn't make 35 anymore. 5'6", though, right? So now he's up at 45, but he's bricked up, right? He's Shred City. He's strong. He's good in the clinch. He's fast. He's going to have a speed advantage. Touchy-Feely's 5'11". We got a 5-inch height difference. Probably going to be a 4 or 5-inch reach difference. Philly is long. Philly, though, he's a guy that just, at this point, I think he knows I ain't going to touch that title, right? He just knows that. He's fighting for a paycheck, which, listen, there is nothing wrong with fighting for a paycheck. Nothing. Get paid at the highest level. You're competitive in there with some of the good guys. You know what I mean? But you look at Nathaniel Wood against Charles Jourdain. He was landing some sick trips. He was hurting Jourdain in, his first fight at 45, hurting Jourdain in the clinch. Nathaniel Wood also was a champ up before he came to the UFC. 35 might have just been too much for him. I like Wood here. Minus 205 is a good number for me. Feely could play spoiler for sure. He's got a lot of experience. He's fought a lot of fucking people. He's got a pretty good takedown himself. But I think the speed and Wood just being able to outwork Feely is going to be the difference here. I mean, Feely isn't the slowest guy in the world. He's also not the fastest guy. He's long, so he uses his length and try to time people instead of his speed. But man, Wood, I think Wood's going to take it here. I like Wood. Someone said Wood could be a moral lock. I agree with that. Who said that? Yeah. Wood feels like lock here. 100% could be a lock. Lock him up if you were. We got Sir Nix-a-Lot. Sorry, I'm late. You can start now. Pod has just now officially started. My boy Jeannie Douglas, day one guy at work, but trying my best to catch it. Good luck, BP. Thanks for popping in, Jeannie. You're the man. Wood is the play. Decision. Because I don't think he could start Philly. I mean, Brito did. Brito's a smaller guy with bricks in his hands, though. But yeah, I'm going to take Nate Wood here, Nathaniel Wood, and he's a parlay piece as well. I mean, which I've already given the parlay out, so it's not going to be a big surprise, but he's a parlay piece. All right, next up, Lerone Murphy, minus 140 versus Joshua Kulabao, plus 120. This is the toughest fight to pick because I am high on Lerone Murphy. High on Lerone Murphy. Real quick, on the last fight, Nathaniel Wood to win by decision, plus 110. I like that. Here's Lerone Murphy. The Miracle, Lerone Murphy, minus 140 versus Joshua Kulabao, plus 140. Over 2.5, minus 210. Under 2.5, plus 170. The over 2.5 was almost a green hammer. The over 2.5 was almost a green hammer because Kulabao is sturdy. He does not get put away. He's tough, right? Lerone Murphy can crack. He can put you away. Volume low, though, right? So this is a perfect recipe of going to a decision here. Tatum Temple in the chat says, I'm on Kulabao. I see a lot of people taking Kulabao at that dog money. I don't hate it. I am high on Lerone Murphy. I just wish the volume was there. The cardio's there. Sometimes the takedown defense is there. The striking is coming along. The power is there. But God damn it, you got to throw. It doesn't matter if you got good striking, you got good power. If you don't throw your fucking hands or kicks, you got to throw. Kulabao, longer, lanky guy, kind of an awkward body, but he's in your face. He's pumping a jab. He's kind of good everywhere, and he sticks around. He ain't going to get finished. Over 2.5, minus 210. I know it's 2-1. It's a chalky-ish number, but I like that, right? And I'm going to pick Lerone Murphy. Just because I've said so many good things about Lerone Murphy, I can't automatically go against him. I think he could pick Kulabao apart if he looks good, but we can't do 30 strikes a fight. We can't even do 40 strikes a fight. You got to get your strikes up to 60, 80 if we're taking Kulabao down. You touch him with your big power. You scare him from coming in. You scare him from pressing you. Kick his legs up a little bit. Try to stop some takedowns. Maybe lay takedowns yourself if you want to maybe end some rounds. Decisions happening. Lerone Murphy by decision, over 2.5, minus 210. All gorgeous plays. All gorgeous plays. I like all those. Didn't add Lerone Murphy to the parlay by the simple fact that I am a little nervous about this fight because Kulabao's kind of a dog. He gets overlooked a lot, especially by me. The guy can scrap. The guy's good, right? But I'm taking Lerone Murphy and everything I said. So, let's go. Moving along here. Jai Herbert, plus 135 versus Fair Ziam, minus 155. This line has moved like crazy. When Kenny and I picked it on Monday, we were, it was 110. And it moved before the podcast got even released. Kenny and I both are on Ziam, which I'm going to be on Ziam as well. But Jai Herbert is a significant dog in this fight, which is a little surprising. Hometown kid, right? Or not home country kid. Don't know if he's from London. Home country kid. The Black Country Banger, which is a great fucking nickname. And the Smile Killer, which, I could go with that. Over 2.5, minus 155. Under 2.5, plus 125. So they're calling for a decision here. Ziam is from kickboxing lineage, but he hasn't really impressed me in the UFC with their striking. Jai Herbert is kind of good everywhere, but prefers striking. They're both very similar body types. It's really going to be who takes the center and who maintains the center to wins this fight. Jai Herbert, the only thing I don't like about him in this fight is that his chin is just not there anymore. Plus 135 on Herbert. It's great. I would have picked Herbert. I'm switching my pick right now. On the Anakin Florian, I picked Ziam. Kenny and I picked Ziam because it was a pick 'em. Now you got Herbert at plus 135. Give me Jai Herbert. I'm going against the trend. Unless there's a James Krause situation where Herbert has blown both his fucking knees and is blind in one eye that I don't know about and why these fucking line is switched so much in 4 days. I don't know, but pick him. I was on Ziam. I thought he was a little bit cleaner. I thought he was better on top. He's working his takedowns a little bit better. But now that we got Herbert as a dog money, give me Herbert plus 135. I think he's gonna be more active in there. And I think, he isn't the worst on the ground, but he's not a fish out of the water. He's got some tricks. Give me the Black Country Banger. And I think Trent's got some information on the Black Country. Black Country is near Birmingham, central London and South, but I imagine they'll love him all the same. Yeah. So I always watch these videos. I always see these videos where they ask English people what their worst accent is. You got a Scouse Liverpool. You got Birmingham. You got London, Manchester. But yeah, Black Country near Birmingham. I believe he trains, or at least to Aaron MMA picks. Ja did her temporary being sent to another round. That is true. Ja's got some decent strikes. I mean, they're not terrible, you know. If D1 Ja comes out, I think he can win. If he wants to wrestle, yeah, the Black Country Bang is a great nickname. Awesome nickname. Herbert Line been saying for 2 days, but it's moved since Monday, or was it Sunday? Did we record on Sunday? Was a pick 'em when we first recorded it. But plus 135 again. I picked Ziam as a pick 'em. I'm picking Herbert as a dog. I like dogs. Let's go. That's very close to the Backcountry Hanger, which does not sound like it's such a good nickname. I rock that nickname. Co-main event, Molly McCann minus 210 versus Yulia. This was the pronunciation of the week. Yulia Stoliarenko. I still don't know how to fucking say it. Plus 180. Listen, Stanko. She's fucking 1-5 in the UFC. She's got an armbar. That's it, right? Okay, grappling on the feet. She's lost. Molly McCann is coming off a kind of embarrassing loss to her over an Aaron Blanchfield. But Aaron Blanchfield is an absolute fucking savage. She's going to probably fight for the title multiple times, if not win it. I like Meatball here big. This is my send them home. Meatball Molly McCann is going to finish this fight by strikes. I like that. Minus 210. She's also in the parlay. Not the slime ball parlay, but she's a parlay candidate as well. I'm all over Molly here. I think Yulia is just not good. 1-5. Not sure why she's in the UFC. I know they need women in this division, but Meatball Molly McCann's going to stop the takedown. She's going to piece her up. The crowd, the European crowds are so electric, especially in London. They're going to absolutely go fucking ape shit for Molly. She feeds off that shit. And I see her finishing Stoliarenko here. Over 2.5 plus under 2.5 minus 125. Not juicy enough for me. I like the under 2.5. I like Molly McCann by finish. Molly McCann by KO. Trinidad has a line for me right now. Molly McCann by win by KO plus 140. Add it to my card. She's my send them home. And a slime ball candidate. Let's go fucking Molly. Derek Green says, what's the odds of this fight not to happen? I hope it fucking happens, dude. I'm all in. All right, main event. Tom Aspinall minus 475 versus Marcin Tybura plus 350. Oh, that's true. Stoliarenko did faint on the stage. Yeah. So weight control. I love heavyweight fight. I'm a Tom Aspinall guy. I think he's very, very good. I think we scratched the surface of how good he can be. Seems like a humble dude, works hard. The only reason he's not minus 800 right now, the only reason he's not close to 1,000 is because of his coming back from the injury. It's been about a year. He's back at the O2. He's fighting Marcin Tybura, who is on a nice little streak. You know what I mean? This guy, when he came to the UFC, he was absolute dog shit, in my opinion. Was getting knocked out, getting knocked around. Came to Vegas for a while. Don't know if he still does his camp in Vegas, but took what he learned in Vegas and really kind of established himself in Poland. Man, I like Aspinall here. I'm all over it. It's my mortal lock, minus 475. I know that's such a fucking homer bullshit thing to do. Oh, he's giving more locks at 475. I know. It's a piece of shit scumbag move to do. I get it, but I'm all over Aspinall here. I think he finishes as well, probably by knockout. Tybura's only chance of winning is if Tom is not 100%. He gets a takedown, lays on him. Tom has been training jiu-jitsu since he was like 10 years old. It looks good on top. Never really seen him off his back. I don't think that's going to happen here. I think Tybura is takedowns are very average. I think he's good in the clinch. Outside the clinch, if Tom creates space, you know, Tom is dancing around creating space. The speed's going to kill Tybura. And I don't see this getting down the first round, if I'm being honest with you. Under 1.5 minus 175 is a good play. Tom Aspinall by first round knockout is nice. I wish maybe it goes to the second round a little bit. We see a little more Tom, you know, because he had a rough first round against Arlovski. He came out second round and got that. Geez, my brain got caught on that. And yeah, Skynet agrees with me. Aaron MMA pick says Tom by sub plus 200s, I think is a good line. I don't hate it. I do think, Tom Aspinall never been in the third round. I do think that he's going to fucking absolute starch Tybura in the first round. He could drop him, jump on a sub, first round finish for Tom. That's what I think. And Tybura's trimmed up. He's looked good. It's not like Tybura's a bum. I just think this is how highly of Tom. I think Tom is him, right? At heavyweight. You know what I mean? I think he's humble enough and he works hard. And this is a good fight to prove it. If he goes out there and absolutely runs through Tybura, he's the real deal coming off the injury. Probably a little risky to play so heavy on Tom by first round KO after a knee injury, but that's what I'm going to do. Mortal lock, and he's a slime ball candidate, or excuse me, not candidate. So the Austin Powers, yeah, baby, parlay. You obviously know it. Aspinall, Molly McCann, and Nathaniel Wood. I placed the bet before we got it on here. I got it at plus 165. Not the juiciest, but I will be breaking down the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford fight next week, Derek Green, because huge Bud Crawford fan, an incredible boxer. I'll be watching that side by side with UFC. I'll be breaking that down next week. Anyway, Austin Powers, yeah, baby, parlay. Aspinall, McCann, Nathaniel Wood, plus 165. Spot the loser there. There ain't one. My locks, Mortal Lock, Tom Aspinall. I know, don't give me shit. Send him home, Molly McCann, KO. Dog lock, Ashmouz, another KO, baby. I think I KO'd this fucking, I think I just KO'd over this goddamn card. You know what I mean? How many fights are there? Undefeated. Undefeated the whole card, babe. You know what I mean? I know chicks. I'm hitting my parlays. I'm hitting my 3 locks. I'm hitting the goddamn Green Hammer. By the way, the Green Hammer is Joe Alvarez by KO submission, minus 115, multi-unit prop play. Let's fucking go, boys. All right, listen. That's it. That's the show. Tight 46. The chat, you were amazing. Beautiful. Remember, keep an eye out for my Instagram tomorrow if you are a local fighter, local anything. I got like a little, not a giveaway. I'm just, what kind of a giveaway? I'm just giving things away. So check that out tomorrow, Brian Petrie MMA on all social medias. Hit that subscribe button. 2 things. Your boys are amazing. We're over 1,400, which I think I've already thanked you about that. But God damn it, thank you so much. And then 2 podcasts ago, I asked for you guys to rate and review me on Apple. So I was at 71. I was like, let me get to 75. Let's get to 75 reviews, because for some reason, the reviews matter when you're trying to sell ads or whatever the fuck, or if Anchor or whoever wants to give you ads, the reviews matter. So you guys did it. I was at 71. I'm at 76 now. Let's get it to 80, baby. All you guys are beautiful. Thank you so much for the continued support, watching the show. You guys are amazing. If you watch the show, hit the subscribe button. Picks coming every week. Next week, live with the boys for the pay-per-view. Live with the boys. We got the Anakin Florian. We're going to record on Sunday or Monday. Kenny and I are going to give out our picks. I'll probably be out Monday. And then live, hopefully Wednesday night with the boys, CC and Timbo. Let's go, baby. Fuck yeah. Thank you, chat. You guys are the